Ever since I was introduced to the wild world of video games as a wee boy, I always loved to get super good at something and then stop playing it immediately right after. I'm sorry, I'm just a hyper casual. It was a fantastic experience. But now in my adulthood, I have like 0 time to play them, and there's no way I'm getting through a 90+ hour RPG. Unless I'm laying in my little bed playing on my little Steam Deck fighting my little monsters. But roguelikes are different. The experience of an entire game fits within a 30 to 40 minute play session, and then when you win, you just do it all over again. You can build crazy things, like a Wendy's 4 for 4 with a Big Mac and a large fry. My bad, I'm just hungry. Even though I am a little hungry though, I could go for some pizza. Oh, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate dropped November 6th on Steam, and I have been playing it non-stop. Nah, let me stop playing. I was only playing it about on and off when the game first came out, and I got like maybe 10 hours in it, and then I just dropped it. But after the DLC dropped and a few updates came through, I was pretty much hooked from there. And I have not been able to put it down since. Now, if you've played Hades, this game shares a lot of DNA with Hades, but I think it makes the game better for that. With different builds and modifiers, you can make your run either super hard or just really fucking annoying. Now, the first thing you'll notice about this game is that there are multiple characters you can choose. Just like in any TMNT game, you can play as one of the 4 turtles, and also Casey now, because he arrived with the DLC. Just a quick side note, I actually really appreciate that more TMNT games are allowing you to play as more characters other than the turtles, because back then, it would only just be the turtles, and then that's it. Having characters like Casey in this game, and even Shredder's Revenge in the beat-em-up that happened about 2 years ago or so, having all of those characters is just great. Now, I wouldn't be a real YouTuber if I didn't give you a TMNT Splintered Fate character tier list. Alright, so this is my character tier list for TMNT Splintered Fate as of the Balance of Power update. Now, essentially, what I'm trying to do here is that I'm going to go ahead and rank the characters from best to worst. This is completely unscripted. So if I'm rambling a little bit, it's because it's unscripted. So we're gonna go and start with the worst character in the game. Now, personally, I think the worst character in the game is actually gonna be Donnie. And I have a few reasons as to why he's the worst. So essentially, Donnie is very slow. He doesn't output enough damage, and realistically, he's just a tank. But like in a game like this where you have to output a lot of damage to take care of the waves of enemies, being a tank doesn't really cut out. So it's a little lackluster, to be honest. His super is really good because he can spin around. He takes advantage of water and Utrom and Ooze as well, also Ninja. So those are pretty good, but he doesn't do much with them because of his lack of damage. His dash attack is buns. It's not good at all. That little leap he does at the beginning, I'm going to go ahead and show that on screen here. Really bad. I don't like it. It's very bad. So essentially, I think he's the worst character in the game. I don't think there's a lot of saving him, to be honest. Maybe if they gave him a few updates, made him do a little bit more damage, I can definitely see it. But he's not very good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Going up from Donnie, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Raph. I'm gonna put Raph in A+ tier. Now, the reason why I put Raph in A+ tier is because Raph is a boss shredder. He's also an enemy shredder, but I'll get to that in a second. Boss shreds. Boss shreds. Oh my god, editor, cut that out. Essentially, Raph shreds bosses. Holy shit, I cannot talk. Raph shreds bosses, and he shreds literally every other enemy in this game. So essentially, he does so much damage, he can practically delete any boss and have like the quickest speedrun time imaginable. The issue with Raph is that his range is like trying to poke someone with a thumbtack. It does not work. He's very, very slow. And it doesn't help that he literally cannot reach them. I mean, you have dashes, so you can, but like, it's not the same. He can't really do what he needs to do efficiently until he reaches you. Obviously, there's ways to circumvent that, like you can use your tool line, but the tool line isn't always reliable because of a specific range. You can just dash into them. You'll be taking a lot of damage, but also you can circumvent them having to take a lot of damage because, you know, you have to run into them as Raph. You can use Donnie's special tool, which is the shield, if you get it, and it just works really well for him. So there's that. Other than that, he's good, but he's not good at the same time. So that's just my opinion. He's good if you want to speedrun bosses, but if you want to deal with everything else, that's up to you. But I personally think he's the second tier, in my opinion. Next, I want to talk about Leo. So Leo, I think, is very good. And the reason why I think he's very good is because, first, he has crazy range. His swords literally cover the entire screen, and he just dashes around like a madman. Plus, because his special also has a dash, which is insane. And then there's also abilities to make your special also get the attributes of your dash. So if you're already stacking up on your dash, and then you have your super that's using the abilities of your dash, you're pretty much going to wipe everything. He's super good, and he works with a lot of different builds. He works with water really well because of his range, so also he gets like multi-hit off of those. Utrom works really well. Ninja works really well. I will talk about that later. Ninja's very good. Essentially, it's just super good. Like I think he's really good. He has a lot of pitfalls, like for example, the special in this case, even though it is good for positioning, it's not good for clearing enemies out. It's pretty much because he can get 2 specials. So it's pretty much like if you have max dashes, which is 4, it's pretty much like a 6 dash. Like it's your extra 2 dashes that just do damage if you don't have anything equipped on your dash. So yeah, that's where I would put Leo. He's definitely A+. For Mikey, he's definitely going to go an S. Mikey is, before Casey, one of the best characters in the game. He literally can do everything. Any build that you think of, he can do it. Anything that you want him to do, he can do it. He can wave clear, he can do hella damage, he can kill bosses really fast. He can just do it. He's so good. Literally, if you just want to have a super good run, just play Mikey. He's broken. He's so good. And that's all I gotta say. He can do any build. Ninja, ooze, flame, water, light, astral, whatever. Like, he can do everything. He can do everything. He's super good. And the best character in the game, and this is kind of cheap, but it's going to be Casey. Casey is the best character in the game, in my opinion. He does absolutely absurd damage, all right? He does absurd damage. He is pretty much, if you put Michelangelo mixed with Raphael mixed with Leonardo. He's literally those 3 characters, and here's the reason why, right? So he has a unique special where it's a projectile, and that projectile can bounce around, and essentially you can go ahead and do a lot of damage with that, and that effect has like whatever you have on, like ooze, flame, whatever, right? So he has that. His regular attack does crazy damage. His dash attack is insane. It literally covers the entire screen. He has insane crit, and his special tool essentially increases the times he can have his special active, which is good. So essentially, if you just stack up a bunch of special stuff on him, crit, flame, whatever, he is broken. Like, he shreds bosses, he clears rooms, he's the best character in the game. And there's like no contesting it. Like, Mikey's like right behind him, but just so ever so slightly. He is just so good. It's actually insane how good he is. So if you want to have like a really good run, you play Casey, because Casey can definitely take you through, especially if you're doing the War Staff runs with like all portals active. He will literally take you through there, no problem. Sorry for the random tier list. I just needed to rank the characters for anyone that was curious. It won't happen again. The second capstone to this cowabuntastic game, don't judge me, I've always wanted to say that, is the builds. I love building cool builds in roguelikes. I said build a lot there, but that doesn't change the fact that builds are the quintessential part of these games. It can literally mean either life or death, or just the most insane batshit thing that you could think of and just putting it together and seeing how it would work. And in this game, there are different attributes. There's water, flame, ooze, Utrom, astral, and ninja. And all of them can come together to make crazy builds. You can have just one being the build, you can have two. It really depends on what you want to do. There's also like masteries put in there and stuff like that, but we're not going to talk about that. But essentially, I'm going to detail all of that with another tier list. All right, tier list number 2. I'm surely definitely a YouTuber now because I don't need any more after this. So essentially, here we have all of the artifacts. I'm just going to display them by like what they do. So manhole cover is water, essentially. The amulet is flame. The little ooze canister is ooze. The sword is Utrom. The Tengu fan is ninja, and then astral is this little thingy right here. So we're gonna go just like the characters from top to bottom. Mid is definitely going to be astral, and the reason why it's going to be astral has two paths. It can either be dark or it can be light. And dark, in my opinion, and you can argue with me in the comments if you so please, I think dark sucks. I think dark is ass. There's no saving it. It's not very good. It can pair well with like ooze and flame, but it's not good. Light, on the other hand, is very good. Can it carry its own build? I don't believe so. But it definitely is amazing supplemental coverage for anything else, and that's all that matters. It just needs to be supplemental coverage. You have the shield, which blocks projectiles, super helpful, especially in one of those bullet hell rooms, which is essentially any room at the very top. Essentially, anything that you would want for protection, it has. You have max damage, all the other stuff. As like a build by itself, maybe I have to do more testing, but I don't think it's very good in my opinion, if it's not paired with something else already, like as like a third option, essentially. And even then, I only think max strength increase with max health only works good with that, essentially. It's just my opinion. After that, I'm actually going to put Utrom, and I'm putting Utrom in mid. I'm putting that right above Astral, and here's the reason, right? So, Astral is not very good. I mean, sorry, not Astral. Utrom. Utrom, I don't think puts out enough damage to warrant having a full build. It can stun and everything, but the stun isn't as good, I guess, as like water or ooze. It's just not that good. The dash sucks. It's definitely more supplemental as like a secondary. It needs a secondary, either water or ooze or even flame or ninja. It depends, whatever you want to go, for it to actually function properly. And other than that, it doesn't really work very well in my opinion, so that just kind of sucks. But it's fun. It's definitely fun to use, especially when you have Shockwave. It's good. The next one we're going to talk about here is Flame. Flame is very good. I'm going to put that in A+ tier. And the reason why I'm saying it's very good is because, well, as mentioned in the last tier list, Wrath has really high crit. Flame pretty much gives you crit. It also gives you tick damage with the Inferno ticks. So pair both of those together and he hits like a truck. That same goes for Casey and like pretty much any character, but more specifically Casey and Wrath because they have innate crit. So essentially you pretty much want to build them with Flame to get the most damage possible. Plus Flame has a lot of cool things like Inferno, like I just mentioned. It also has the Final Strike, which is, in my opinion, the best in the game because it causes like a huge like AoE explosion when you do a Final Strike. And that works really well with Leo, who has like Master Strike off the get-go. So just really good stuff. It's not like super crowd control-y aside from like that Final Strike, but other than that, it's still very good. I'm gonna put Ooze right next to it. I don't think Ooze or Flame are better than each other, but so that's why I'm just kind of putting them, justifying that here. Essentially, I believe that Ooze is very good for crowd control, and you don't really have to do much with it. And here's the reason why. Ooze dash, busted. Potency, busted. You literally just dash around everybody, poison all of them. If you have the explosion, then everybody around that enemy that got exploded also gets poisoned. And then on top of the poison, if you have like, I forgot what it's called, but essentially when one poison tick runs out, then the next one starts back up with like enemies that are close to the enemy that just got rid of it. And essentially you can just keep cycling that. It's literally broken. I will say it doesn't work super good against the bosses too much. They don't take a lot of damage, but you know, you gotta have a nerf somewhere. And also poison can stun with specific abilities, so you can pretty much dash through enemies and you just stun them. It's really good. The next one, and this is actually better than both of these here, is water. Water is gonna be better than both of them because one, it pairs really well with Mikey, like very well, and Leo in my opinion as well. It also has a freeze, a slow, a stun I should say, a stun, a slow, and it increases your multi-hit chance, and it also increases your range pretty much for your specials. And Torrent is also very good because it increases your stacks to get multi-hit. If none of that makes sense to you, you should definitely play the game. I really recommend it. Anyways, I think Water is super good for pretty much half the cast, like especially more specifically Leo, Donnie, and Mikey, but Mikey and Leo respectively because Donnie kind of sucks. And I think that's what makes it really good in my opinion. It's also very good supplemental with Ooze and Utrom. Utrom really good with it. I really like that. And obviously Astral, good supplemental. And the final in S tier is going to be Ninja. Ninja is absolutely broken. And Ninja being broken essentially means, because what it does is that it gives you shurikens. And those shurikens essentially give you an extended range of damage. If you put Boomerang on that, you're throwing out like max 5 shurikens during every dash, and those shurikens are coming back. You can also increase your shuriken damage. You can also have the shuriken tool, and you literally just sweep. You don't even have to do anything. It's more broken than Poison because it's not like Poison where it's tick damage. This is like immediate damage. It goes right through them and then it comes right back. Ricochet also works very well, but I like Boomerang more. It's more effective in my opinion, even though both of them are very good. I just don't understand why they would make something like this, and they technically nerfed it in the Balance of Power update, but it wasn't really a nerf because what they did is that they just made it harder to get Extended Assault, which is the dash that throws a shuriken out, and it doesn't really do anything to hinder it. You just need like 2 or 3 abilities to activate it, and then you get Extended Assault. So it wasn't really a nerf, it was more like a change, if anything. And it's just broken. It's just broken. If you play the game, want to do like a war staff run, if you can just get Ninja every time, just get Ninja. It's literally broken. I can't say anything else about it. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. With all of the artifacts and attributes out of the way, and the different combos that work best with different characters, the last topic we're going to talk about today is the bosses. Bosses are one of the most important parts of roguelikes, and they come up at the end of every single level of the game. The bosses in order for this game are Leatherhead, the Mutant Crocodile.
Actually, I'm an alligator.
Bro, get out of here, no one cares. The second boss is Karai, the daughter of Shredder, or granddaughter, whichever they're going for in this continuity. And for the third boss, it's going to be one of 2 options, either Bebop and Rocksteady or the Punk Frogs. And those 2 options depend on which side you go to after the docks, either the streets or the junkyard. And the last boss looks like you're gonna have to
Watch out for Shredder!
And I'm gonna tell you all about these bosses in another tier list! Okay. So this is actually the last tier list. I'm gonna stop trolling you guys, but it is a part of my process. Alright, so with the final tier list here being the bosses tier list, I have it set up from S being the hardest, kinda hard being second hardest, I guess, and easy peasy being the easiest bosses in the game. So we're gonna start from the very first boss, which is Leatherhead. Generally, I would put Leatherhead in easy peasy, but here's the thing. I'm gonna kind of rank them between both versions of the fight. So there's the regular version and then there's the gauntlet version. The gauntlet version for Leatherhead is the most annoying thing ever. If I wanted to make another tier for just annoying, I would just put him there. But I'm gonna put him in kinda hard because the gauntlet one can be very difficult. And by that I mean there's a lot of shit on the screen that happens and you can't really get away from it. So that's why I'm putting it in kinda difficult. Generally though, Leatherhead's pretty easy. He's a really big target. Everything you can do, you can dash away. I mean, like everything in this game, but he's really big, so he dies kind of fast because you can hit him pretty easy. But I'm gonna put him in kind of hard just due to the gauntlet challenge, just because I'm assuming that's what most people would play, and it just gets really hard. Second boss here is Karai. I'm actually gonna put Karai in kind of hard too. So base Karai, which can either be Shadow or Flame, is really easy in my opinion, but Gauntlet Karai, where she summons like 1 to 2 foot soldiers at a time, plus she just dashes around, every dash has a flame or shadow trail behind her and she does a lot of damage, blah blah blah. Yeah, that is actually kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. She's a little overwhelming in the Gauntlet challenge, especially when you have a few modifiers that are kind of up, and it's a little hard to kind of manage her. So I'm gonna put her in kind of hard just for that. before the update, she was like invincible during some of her attacks. I believe it was the explosion attacks where she like shoots out like explosions of like fire or shadow. And yeah, I'm really glad they changed that because it made her a little bit easier because you can attack her during that. But she's still pretty difficult in my opinion, especially for like newer players. The next boss we're gonna go here is Bebop and Rocksteady, and they're really easy. Whether it be the Gauntlet Challenge or the regular, they're a pushover. Like, if you have Ricochet for the Shurikens, if you have Boomerang, if you have Poison, if you have Flame, like, if you have Water, they literally get shredded by every character in this game. They're not very good in my opinion. And I mean, you can't play as them, so they're not very hard, I should say. And it's kind of disappointing because it's a two-person boss fight. So it's a 2v1 if you're playing by yourself. And they're just not very strong. They're very easy. Bebop is using a minigun, so he's just kind of in the middle, so he's the easiest target, while Rocksteady is generally... Sorry, I mixed up the names. Rocksteady's a Rhino. Rocksteady is stationary, so he's going to be the first one you kill most of the time. And Bebop is running around with a flaming chainsaw. So it kind of depends. They both... What's his name again? The pig, Bebop. He's a flame elemental, and Rocksteady has an ooze cannon. So they kind of do two different things, but regardless, they're still not very hard to fight. The next one here is going to be the Punk Frogs in the Junkinator, and they're easy too. It's kind of crazy. The third boss of the runs, whichever one you pick here, they're going to be super easy, and I'm not sure entirely why they're that easy, because it's a pretty easy fight. Like, they don't move around much. They have like little to no like movement. When they do move, you can still hit them. It's really like they summon enemies and they can make the field like weird and do damage like firewalls and like razor blades and stuff like that, but it doesn't really matter. He does, like, as long as you're out of their line of fire, which is very easy because they're huge, it's really easy to fight this boss. Like, it's a pushover. I think it's actually easier than Bebop and Rocksteady. I would have really hoped them to make them a little harder, but it is what it is. And I'm going to put Shredder, ta-da, I mean, this was obvious, in S tier. And the reason why I'm putting him in S tier is because regular Shredder revives. So if you're not, like, if your build isn't very good, or you're just starting the game, yeah, he's probably gonna clap you. He's gonna probably clap you, to be honest. Because once you kill him once, then he has a second health bar. And then that second health bar transforms him into like a billion different versions of Shredder. He can have any element. I don't know what depends on which element. I believe it depends on what element you mostly have, but I'm not too sure. But essentially, he can go for any element, and you at that point, to be honest. It's kind of crazy. And the Gauntlet Challenge is absolutely no pushover. It's pretty much all of those things combined, and you just have to kind of get away from him, because at first, the Gauntlet, I personally prefer the Gauntlet Challenge, and here's the reason why. He doesn't revive in the Gauntlet Challenge. He's just that cracked from the beginning, which I would prefer than having to fight him twice, because I just want to kind of get it over with. Because he doesn't have any more health than he does originally. He just does a lot more damage, and he moves a lot more. And it's really hard to fight him because he also has invincibility, because he can like go underground. You have to run away from him. He has like constant foot soldiers around him. It's definitely a more difficult fight because there's something always happening, and there's never like a dull moment within the fight. He's never stopped. He's always doing something. So that's what makes him hard, but generally I prefer the Gauntlet Challenge because I don't have to fight him again. But yeah, that was the last tier list. In conclusion, this game is cool as show, and more people should play this game. The Steam numbers aren't too hot right now, but when it goes on sale, I definitely recommend buying it. Plus, it has multiplayer, so you can have fun playing with your friends. I don't have any friends to play with, so I wouldn't really know about that experience, but I just wanted to bring it up for you guys. So please try this game out. Let me know if you guys like it in the comments. Please subscribe if you like this video and leave a like, and tell me how you like these more yappy videos, just because I want to take a new approach with the channel, and this has been very nice to do. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!